it's evening. I actually came home from work and thought I might go ahead and mow the yard, but I decided against that. And actually I came out here and I'm glad I didn't because the ground is already moist. It's been humid and hot, and the ground is already wet, so that probably wouldn't have worked out really well. So I'm glad I decided not to do that. And as my daughter told me earlier, I just need some downtime. So I thought I'll just come out here and I will make a video of my garden. Now, I'm not pleased with my garden this year. I'm not super happy with how everything has turned out, but I'm still being very thankful and grateful for what has actually happened, I guess, or maybe what I have gotten out of my garden. So let me show you some of the good things and some of the bads, and we'll just kind of do a little garden tour, and I'll tell you my future plans and what I would like to do. Gosh, I'm looking, I'm like, there's stuff that's, yeah, I guess we'll see in a minute. The poor comfrey. So we got a really good storm last night. This needs to be trimmed again. I've got to really do some more stuff with this. This plant is organic. It's an organic seed that I got from Strictly Medicinal Seeds, maybe, or something like that. Another friend of mine planted the same thing, and it's doing the same thing. This is not the best place to put it, and I don't know that I can move it because it's actually spreading, but I would like to try to move it somewhere and kind of keep that clear, but we'll see. So this first raised bed, this is round zucchini. Let's see if we've got any. I've got a couple in the house. Now see, that is an issue. I've got squash bugs still. Look at them. You see them? Alright, so after this video I'll be spraying. So squash bugs, they've just gotten on everything. The key here is to plant pretty early. So like right here I've got some, see, gotta get those off of there. So this is round zucchini. I really like them. And they're a little bit bigger than an apple, I guess. See, this one, it doesn't look so good. I've actually been trying to keep some of these leaves because they get so big, and they overpower like half of this bed. So I get rid of some of them. You can see there's new ones coming out. So I've got a few yellow squash on here. Probably some squash bugs. Haven't really looked super close, but when I start spraying, soap and water is what I use mostly. You'll probably see them come out. Now in here also is some purple basil that's actually coming up. I'm actually going to pinch that off of there so it doesn't flower yet. I'm going to harvest some of that. And I have not had really good luck with tomatoes this year. A lot of mine did not, I don't know, germinate, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And I had sugar snap peas all along here. They didn't come up. Now these over on the other side did. But I'm not sure what happened to these. I've got a couple marigolds back here hidden away. You can see those back there. And there's one over here as well. A little stuffy, so don't mind my nasally voice, I guess. So, I mean, this one's okay. It's doing okay. Now you come to this next one and it looks a little rough. I don't know if a chicken has gotten into some of these or if it's just the rain. But this, you can, it's just kind of went crazy, actually. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that is worm poop because there's tomatoes right above there, and it's going to be a very small one, so he's going to be really hard to see. That is not what I want to deal with right now. Not at all. You always have pests in the garden. This one's been attacked pretty hard too. You can see they're just not really doing well. I haven't gotten very many off of these two. They're probably just going to come out either tonight or tomorrow. I'm just not even going to mess with it anymore. They're not looking so hot. Now the tomatoes in this bed are going rather crazy, and so are the cucumbers. So you can see that, well, maybe you can't, but you can see back here the cucumbers are actually on the back side coming through here, and then they're going everywhere else. So we've had really humid weather and it's been hot, so it's been really good weather for everything to just grow and go crazy. So I can see some cucumbers on there, so I probably need to check that really quick before I go in and see if there's a few I need to pull off of there. And I may just go ahead and pull these zucchini plants out. They look really bad. I don't know. We'll see. They're just not going to do very good, I don't think. So this next bed is the one I was looking at. It looks horrible. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if Well, I don't really know, actually. My poor plants. I know we had like really bad weather, but not really sure what happened to them. Like we got a lot of wind and they just knocked them down. I guess I need to stake these. I got a little pepper on that one, didn't even know. Guess I will need to stake them and check them again. These cucumbers are just going crazy. I'm pretty sure I planted maybe three plants. I don't know, maybe 4 now. The only thing I don't like is down here there is deer netting. So I don't know if you can see, but they get in here, they get all messed up in this, and then they come out of it. So they're actually in that netting, which is kind of weird. This is my horseradish, which to do over again, I wouldn't put it here, and I wouldn't put my asparagus in a raised bed either. So I don't know if I'm eventually going to move this or not. We'll see. Alright, so we'll go over here. Got a marigold and some volunteer watermelons. I moved it over here. I don't know if it'll do good. Looks like maybe the chickens are eating some of its leaves, like a lot of them evidently. I had something over this and removed it, but this is the huge burdock plant that I have right here. I had 2 more and I moved them. The problem is I know all these are seed pods, and this stuff evidently spreads and can be very invasive, but I really probably just need to cut all the tops off of it and put it in the compost for right now, and then harvest some of the leaves and dry them. So burdock is really good for your skin. I know a lot of people will dry it and then use it as and then wet it, dampen it, and put it on their skin, and it can help heal. I haven't personally tried it. I need to, because I do have a spot on my wrist that is not healing, like from contact dermatitis, but I haven't tried it yet. This bed is kind of empty other than a volunteer marigold that came up, so I put it here, and I'm gonna plant some more stuff. I actually have more seeds started, so I'm gonna plant this. You can see the chickens get in here and scratch it up and mess all my irrigation up. And this had beets in it, or no, I'm sorry, this had radishes in it that didn't come up very well. There's some thyme in there. This is wild yarrow. There was onions in here around it and some rutabagas. This yarrow is going to be moved because it has taken over that bed. I do have a little volunteer something back here. One of these little melons that I planted last year, and I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I don't really care if it lives or not. This is a vine I planted, and it's a flower, but we'll see how well it does. This poor bed had carrots all in it. I harvested all those. Actually, you can still see some carrots in there. I guess I need to pull those. Then I planted some kale, which is coming up. It's doing okay. It looks like either there's bugs on it or the chickens get in there. Of course, this is all weeds that need to be pulled. And then this one needs to be planted again, and it looks like I've got something on that tomato plant, because it looks like something's been eating it. Sometimes the chickens get in here, and I bet they can get in this one, so it could very well be the chickens, because this one is the same way. I don't know, I'll have to like search them and see what's going on. More thyme over here. And then this one probably needs to be sprayed again as well. This is Brussels sprouts, and they're actually bigger than I've ever had them before, but only because I think I've been spraying them. I got some BT that I've been spraying with, and that seems to have helped. I've got some cabbage in here that I need to probably go ahead and pick. I have been spraying, trying to use all organic spray, so I bought some BT, and it kills the caterpillars and stuff that is eating on the cabbage but will not hurt us. We can wash all that off. And so I got another marigold in here. I think there's one on the other end, but I think it's got kind of, I don't know, it's got squeezed out or something. This is the asparagus bed, and a volunteer tomato plant, which I really need to stake now because it's laying over. And then kale. This is the kale that I cut the other day, and I have actually dried it for smoothies, and you can see the sugar snap peas are climbing up over here. Been eating a few of those. They haven't done as well this year, but I think it's because I got them started a little late. Some more flowers. I've been planting lots and lots of flowers. And then we have the rest of the garden, which looks really bad. There's actually potatoes over there. A little volunteer sunflower came up, and there's an actual vine right over there on the corner of that pallet that I planted, and it's coming up there nicely. But what happened was I had raised rows in here. I actually still have 1.5 or so, and the weeds have just went crazy. So I came in here and actually tilled some of it up, and I'm left this right here because it's a lot of dill, and I'm going to harvest that. But I think I'm going to come in here next year, and I think this is going to go all raised beds. Not like these, but maybe in a different plan or something. But I think these are just going to go all raised beds, and lots of trellises and things like that. I like having the cattle panels as the trellises, and I have one here and I have one down here as well. Actually, I think this one down here is a hog panel because it's not as wide. But they make really good trellises. They're really sturdy, and I really like them, but they've went up in price. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is taking apart the chicken tractor that we just built not too long ago, because it's really heavy, and I think I'm going to use those again for my garden. So over here is the compost. I've got some mint planted here, and I've got some more flowers planted here. This was a volunteer sunflower that came up in the compost bins, and we've been putting like junk mail in here, and I put some manure in here, and I put weeds in here. So just kind of, I don't know, letting it do its thing. And lots of hibiscus over here. Looks like I need to come out here and actually get to pick some blackberries. You can see where it's smashed down. That's because the chickens walk all over them. So this is the first year that the chickens have, or we've had this many chickens that have been free ranging, and usually they can't get in my garden, they can't get out here, and they've actually been walking all over the tops of these and eating my blackberries, which I don't appreciate. So it looks like they may have left me some, so I actually need to go ahead and pick some of those. This is the tractor that I'm probably going to take apart. It is super heavy. It doesn't have enough support, and looks like maybe, well, they still have water, but they are not allowed out because she chases them and will not leave them alone. She doesn't bother the other chickens, but she bothers these. I don't know if they're because they're younger and smaller still, or what, but she really likes these, so they have to stay in here. So I try to move this around a little bit each day and not have to feed them so much grain. But this is the other blackberry area that has went kind of crazy. Now I will come through and cut all these that are sticking out off and try to keep them somewhat contained. Looks like I have lots of berries out here to pick, so I probably need to end this pretty quickly and go get me a container because I got blackberries to pick. But the caterpillar tunnel is still just ribs. Haven't finished that. I do have cardboard down each side. I've placed manure down each side, but I need to mow because it's got weeds again. And I would I'm really hoping that we get the plastic on this so that I can plant a fall crop and put tomatoes and things like that that will protect it from the frost, but they will still hopefully grow. So we'll see. The food forest isn't really, it's still kind of the same. Doesn't look anything special. I do have some extra trees, and so hopefully I did not label them out here, but I labeled them on paper because I've already forgotten what some of them are. That's, yeah. The bees are doing pretty good. They're actually hanging out. It's still kind of humid, and that's what they do. They beard on the outside. But I need to clean this up over here as well. But this, I like leaving these wildflowers because I really like them. They're like black-eyed Susans, I believe. And then I just have this little bird bath over here. I kind of keep water in, try to. It rained the other day, so actually this morning, early last night. And I keep rocks in there so they can just kind of hang out on that. So we have lots of plans still. I just have all these things running through my head. I've got the irrigation, and I found a way to use my solar panel that we already had, and I'm going to attempt to set it up to where it will run off of solar power and off of the big drum of water that I can use, and I can just refill it if I need to, or I can run the gutter into it eventually from the greenhouse. And that is what my plan is, to water my garden. And then I would like to get all the chickens in one run, especially like if we're gone on vacation or gone somewhere. That way they can't get out into the yard, and somehow keep them out of my garden, because I'm thinking gardening with the chickens and sharing stuff is not working well for me. I'm sure it's working well for them, but I don't like it. So I got to figure out something there, but just one step at a time. As you can see, this one is taking forever because I still haven't got the plastic on it. I'm still having to mow inside of it. So there's that. But I hope you enjoyed this little garden tour. I'm actually, you know what? I'm not done yet. I'm going to show you some of the flowers that I have, because I actually planted quite a few flowers this year, and they have came up nice. We have lots of pretty colors, and I love perennials because they come back every year and I don't have to worry about them so much. I did plant some annuals though, just because I had some of that seed and I found flowers on sale, so I planted those. So let's go check those out for just a minute. Alright, so this is on the front of the garden. I actually have a huge hosta here, but a lot of these flowers, some of these are perennials, like this one. These two I believe are annuals. And got some more echinacea. Here's a spilanthes, which is a toothache plant, which I need to harvest some of that. But I've got some other ones that are coming up that are perennials that I got. I believe these are annuals as well that I grew, which are interesting. The flowers stay really close to the stalks. Alright, so it is getting dark, starting to. So I am actually going to stop the tour and go inside and get something to pick those blackberries, and look for some of these cucumbers, and possibly pull these zucchinis out that aren't looking so hot. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day, and don't forget to be lovely lights today. Yeah.